Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Chess Advance. This game was played in the Women's Chess Olympiad that was held in September 2024, and this game is an absolute banger. You're gonna absolutely love this game, and I think this goes in the gallery with the best games of Divya Deshmukh ever played. With the white pieces, we have Sofiia Hryzlova, and with the black pieces, we have Divya Deshmukh. So this game is going to be an absolutely insane one. So without further ado, let's start with this game. We have d4, knight to f6, c4, e6, and knight to c3. And we have bishop to b4, just going for the Nimzo defense. We have e3, and here just c5. And here we have knight to e2, and here just d5, immediately striking in the center by Divya. And Sofiia goes for a3 in this position, which is the Rubinstein variation. You could choose to go back. That's exactly what Divya does. Divya goes for bishop to a5, but you have to be very much careful because now comes d captures, and this is an actual idea. D captures, and now the next move, this is coming, so you have to capture in this position. Here D captures on c4 was played, but this very nice queen captures, and now comes this bishop captures because you don't want to lose your castling privileges. Here knight to d4, but now comes this knight bd7, and here we have c6. The c6 moves seems like a bit premature, but if it works, then why not? B captures, and here Sofiia goes for knight caps on c6, and Divya plays this bishop to b7, attacking the knight. Now we have knight captures, rook captures, and trading it was a little bit of an issue because you understand that you already have a pawn on c4. Your rook is very nicely on this open file. You're gonna castle. You're gonna get the other rook into the game. So development is very easy for black in this position, and in the hands of an aggressive player like Divya, it's going to be very good. And here we have bishop caps on c4, but now just bishop caps on g2, just giving a free pawn. And I think this was not at all a good move and not at all a good choice, because here in this position, a move like f3 would have been absolutely great, just shunning off this bishop. And Divya then would have to find some other way to actually make progress, but this is just giving Divya a bit too much, because here rook to g1 was played, but now just bishop to f3. And now you understand, even if this knight moves, then there is some mating ideas as well. We have rook to g5, just immediately going for black's pieces, and maybe just trying to develop in a different way. But here we have just knight to g4, and again, an absolutely beautiful move, best move recommended by the engine as well. And we have this h3, just trying to push the knight away, but knight just comes to centralize, and also comes with an attack on the bishop. Here we have bishop to b5, and now this captures is a threat because this is pinned. So here Divya solves her problems in just one move. She just castles in this position, and everything is well. And here we have e4. I don't know the purpose of this e4 move. Maybe could be to just try and not let this bishop escape, but I don't think that would be much of an issue, because here f6 was played. Now rook moves back. We have rook to g3, but now just goes for this knight to c5. Knight to c5, an absolutely amazing move, because here not only this is now an issue that you have to deal with, but your king is still in the center, and what are you going to do about that? Your bishop is not even developed yet, and you're in a very bad situation as white. I mean, this is not the position you would expect with the white pieces, but this is the position you're going to have to deal with. And I think it would have been time that Sofiia just understood and tried to maybe trade as many pieces as possible, because that's what you have to do when you have so many attackers just pointing towards your king. Try to trade as many pieces, but instead of this, she goes for bishop to e3, just tries to develop, maybe just get the rook into the game via the c file. But here just knight to b3, attacking the rook, and here we have rook to b1, but just this knight to d4, and that knight is an absolutely strong piece. Now that comes with an attack on the bishop as well. And here in this position, you have to be very much careful. As I told you, all of these pieces are very much advanced towards your position. It is best to just go for the trades. Here bishop captures, rook captures, and bishop to e2 would have been absolutely fine for Sofiia, and they most likely would play this bishop caps on e2, king captures, and after the doubling up on this file, Divya would enjoy a particularly amazing position, because she would be absolutely good in this. And with this ruined pawn structure, you have to understand, with this control over the d file, Divya would be better, but you would have to understand that this is the best that white had in this position. But instead, after knight to d4, here just bishop to a4 was played, and now it's much troubles, because here Divya goes for the absolute best move. She plays h5. This move seems like it doesn't do anything, but when you understand this move, and it's just like you're not playing the best move, but in a worse position, you're just giving your opponent a chance. Whatever you want to do, just do, because you don't have any moves in this position. And it it absolutely does feel like a zugzwang. It's not a zugzwang, but it absolutely does feel like it. And here h4, but now just comes f5 and going for that thrust. It's very much difficult. This is also coming, and what are you going to do about it? Here bishop to h6 was played, just trying to get the bishop out of the cage, also threatening this. But Divya solves all her problems and creates problems after playing this move. She goes with bishop to g4. It's absolutely insane. And now this is actually a threat, so you have to move the bishop away. So bishop to g5, attacking the rook, but just here knight to f3 check. And here, what do you do in this position? There's absolutely nothing you could do. You could try sacrificing the exchange, but I mean, even then comes with the knight captures. I mean, you have absolutely nothing. So here just king to f1 was played, but just knight captures on g5. We have h captures, but now comes the main idea, f4. Just putting more and more pressure with your all of your pieces just being, destabilized in a crumbled position. And black's pieces are in absolutely so much harmony in black's pieces. I mean, it's just very much difficult position to hold here. We have rook to g1, but now just comes this knight to f3 and attacking the rook. Here bishop to b5 was played, but now, I mean, it is just not the way you play chess, because here you already had a bishop on b5, then you move it back, and then now you're again moving it there. You already had a rook, you went rook to g5, then you went rook to g3, and then you're here playing rook to g1. It's absolutely not the way you want to play chess, and especially not with the white pieces. Here bishop to h3 check was played, but now just comes a sequence of moves which absolutely proves to be fatal, and one of the most amazing sequence you'll ever see. King to e2, but now just comes this very amazing knight to d4. And here we have king to e1, knight to c2 check, king moves to e2, but this very beautiful f3 checkmate in this position. I mean, where you rarely see at high level matches, where you are able to see a pawn checkmate, and that's exactly what happened in this position. Kudos to Divya for playing such a beautiful match, and yeah, this is absolutely spectacular. Knight covers these squares, and pawn pawn gives a check. Rook covers this square, and bishop covers this. It's absolutely beautiful in this position, and this is by far one of the best games I've seen of Divya. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with games like these, so stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Thank you all.